Time Attack 2 class is for production-based vehicles. It's really to show the performance capability of cars that are manufactured currently, and the cars run basically stock with the exception of the standard racing equipment that you'd put into the car, which would include the roll bars, the racing seats, the harnesses, and the other safety gear that would typically be required for a race.
I'm Randy Pobst. I've been a professional road racer for 30 years. Won a bunch of championships starting out in autocross back when I was a kid. And then since then in professional racing, I've won 4 World Challenge GT championships, a couple of IMSA championships, and over 80 professional races. Looking at the entries, right away I pick out David Donner as our biggest competition. He's going to be tough. Very experienced driver, a lot of wins on the hill. He's been up that hill many more times than I have, in fact.
I'm David Donner. The Time Attack 2 class has several very competitive cars and drivers. One of them in particular, Randy Pobst, in the Nissan GTR, which is, without question a Godzilla, as they call it. And Randy is more than capable of driving it quick. I know his background. I follow him well. I read all of his articles. I know his interpretations on all the car he's test driven, and he's a great driver, and I have a lot of respect for him. I think it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. My family history on Pikes Peak started with my father, Bob Donner, who ran a Porsche RSK in the late 50s, early 60s. He won the race 3 times. My brother started in the open wheel division in the 80s, Bobby Donner III, and won that in 1989. Pikes Peak was in my backyard, so I automatically became attracted to that. I won it on gravel and pavement, and then full pavement.
We're driving the Nissan GTR this year with Pikes Peak Racing, and I chose that car specifically as a result of the testing that I've done with Motor Trend. I've always been impressed with the combination of the power that the GTR has and its predictability. The ability that car has to put that power to the ground in a usable fashion.
This year I'm running a 2014 Porsche Turbo S. I really didn't, so to speak, shop around for other cars because I was extremely satisfied that this being a turbocharged car with a significant amount of horsepower, all-wheel drive, numerous other items on the car that are beneficial, but I really felt it was probably the best car for me. It's a much lighter car, and from my experience on the hill running open wheel cars and lightweight equipment, it's not about horsepower, it's about how much weight you're carrying up the mountain because you're accelerating and deaccelerating that mass. So if you've got another 400 to 500 pounds on the car, that's going to have an impact on the dynamics and heat generation, stability, all kinds of issues. But it's not sort of just pick the fastest car and you're going to go win Pikes Peak in the production class. It doesn't work that way. I don't want, without bashing the Nissan, I just feel, we've taken a production car without really doing anything and feel pretty good about it. But it's still a race.
And the weather is a real concern. It's a mountain. I mean, even on one run up Pikes Peak, you can have hot, sunny weather, torrential downpours of rain, or snow and ice.
Melting snow the day before turns to ice overnight, so morning practice sessions will be a definite challenge with ice on the track. Being in an all-wheel drive car is probably a good idea. Every adventure up there is different. It's almost like it's a living, breathing organism that sort of changes on a daily basis. So truly unique. No other motorsport event is like it in the world.
I just get kind of goosebumps and my pulse quickens just thinking about it. That's what I love about the Pikes Peak hill climb.
It's going to be a hell of a race.